welcome to Schulte Sweetie's YouTube channel. I am a mom of 3 girls, ages 10, 7, and 4, and I homeschool them, so this will be a lot of content about homeschooling and the different things that we do to make our lives easier. Today I want to do a 5th grade review for my oldest daughter. She will be going into 6th grade this next year. So I just wanted to kind of go through and see what worked and didn't work for our 5th grade year. The first thing is language arts. So we had been using The Good and the Beautiful for a couple of years. Since it's advanced, she had just started in the fall, level 4. She had just finished level 3 as well. So we started level 4 and we probably only got to about 10 lessons in. And she, especially with the spelling and writing workbook, it was just taking her a very long time. Almost, I think probably close to an hour. And in hindsight, I wish, since we had another spelling program already, I wish that we would have just gotten rid of the spelling and writing workbook, but we kept it, and I decided that we would just make a change and completely get rid of The Good and the Beautiful for right now. We do love The Good and the Beautiful, and we use it in other subjects, but she just needed a change. So second semester, we made a change from The Good and the Beautiful, and since it included geography and spelling and vocab and art, which art is not a big deal because she loves art, so she could add that in anyway. I felt like we needed to make some extra changes and add in some extra things. So the first thing that we added in was writing from Write Shop. So I had this sitting in my computer for probably close to a year, and I was scared to get it out because it's so many pieces and it takes a lot of time to figure it out, and it's not as open and go as you would think most curriculum is. So we had book E, and I decided to just dive in, and I'm really glad that we were able to start this because she has loved it. It has worked out really well. I just prepared it and kind of went over it a little bit to figure it out in the beginning of first semester or the end of first semester, and it has been a very good fit for her, and she loves it. She said she wants to continue it and go into the next level. One thing I would recommend is to not print it on your own because it takes a lot of printing. Well, and honestly, I probably wouldn't print the teacher's book from now on, but it was a really good fit, and I would encourage you to check it out. It is a great writing program. It goes through the steps of writing with editing and different things. She has just loved creating different, like we had a mystery science fiction story that she did. I think the next lesson that she'll start in the fall, she's on lesson 6 of this level, and she'll do some poetry. So they include, and you do several writing projects in that time. So it usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks to complete if she stays on track. So Write Shop does include some of the grammar, but I wouldn't say you just do a little bit of grammar at the beginning, and there is quite a bit it's in these little folders that I created. Have stuff flying out. So there is some grammar, but I would not say it is a grammar curriculum. So we went, and I had heard great things about Guest Hollow Beowulf grammar, and we got this, and I will do a review on this as well in the future, but we got this and it has been a good fit for her. I think you can be, it can go for grades 1st through 6th or so, and so we started this, and there are some things as a 5th grader that she thought were a little kid, too kid-ish for her, But she really did enjoy it, and I learned a lot even from the grammar that we have done so far. It's divided into 4 sections or units, I think, and we have not even finished the first unit through the first semester. We didn't do grammar every day, probably every other day. We would do Write Shop on the opposite days. So she didn't even get through the first section of it, and there is a lot of cutting and pasting, so some of that we just kind of skipped, but she did a lot of the activities and the work in there, and I thought it was a very great fit for her. We added in spectrum vocabulary, and there is work with homonyms and context clues and all sort of antonyms and synonyms, and so I thought this was a great workbook. It's just we didn't get too far in it because we only did it second semester, and I didn't have her do it every day, but I think it was good. And especially if like someone, it looks similar to like the testing that I used to do in public school, so that might be a good fit if you have to do some testing in the future. Then, so we added in geography since The Good and the Beautiful had geography in it, and I was debating on which Evan Moore geography book to use. There was like a daily geography, and then there is Skill Sharpeners, and someone from Evan Moore Company suggested doing the Skill Sharpeners, and it was okay. It's not a bad book, but it is all in color here, and it's beautiful. It has great pictures and great information in the stories, but just some of the questions she didn't enjoy answering, and it was sometimes hard to answer for her. So I'm not sure if we will pick this back up or not. She didn't make it too far because she wasn't doing it every day either. For spelling, she had been doing Soaring with Spelling in 4th grade, and she asked me at the end of 4th grade if she could switch to something different, just to give her maybe some more spelling skills. So we switched to Spelling UC Level D, and I wanted to love this, and I thought it would be so fun, and it just kind of got to be tedious, and there's a lot of writing in it, and she would get distracted and it was hard for her sometimes to find all the things she needed to color in, and so she just would get frustrated. And so we made a switch second semester to Evan Moore Building Spelling Skills Level 5, and it worked out really well. We didn't do the testing at the end because honestly she wasn't really missing many words the first day, and so she would just do the activities and kind of just keep working on those words, and it worked out well. I'm not sure if we'll keep this as well. Not. For handwriting, we have been just going through the different levels of The Good and the Beautiful handwriting. She didn't do this too often. It was kind of one of those things we would do when she needed to do something else. She knows her cursive. She just doesn't love to write in cursive. She doesn't feel confident in it. So I think that's one thing that I'm going to work on this next year with her, is just trying to include cursive more often so that she feels a little more comfortable writing in it. Not that I expect her to write cursive for the rest of her life if she doesn't want to, but so we had a good experience with The Good and the Beautiful handwriting. For math, she had been working on The Good and the Beautiful math, the old levels. She did 2 and 3. So in the fall she started 4, and she really loves the new Simply Beautiful Level 4 math. She is probably less than a unit away from finishing out Level 4. So she will move right into the next level, I think. And I printed this off. I made it into 2 books because they have the free PDFs. So I made, it would have been really thick. And so I did 2 books. So this is just the first book that she has been working on. She loves the videos that are included. And I keep asking her some days when she's frustrated with that if she wants to continue that. She said she does. She does not want to switch math. So she's gonna not be happy in a few years if we catch up and she has to make a switch to a different curriculum, because the Good and Beautiful only goes so far in math so far. I think they're going to come out with level 6 this year. So one of the things that we did not do very often was the mental math book. I know it is a great thing and I probably should include it more, but she just had so much on her plate. It seemed like it took her a while to do the lessons in math still, even if she loved it. It would always, she can get distracted and stuff. So we just kind of dropped this. I might pick this back up here and kind of go through it, but we didn't feel like we had to do it every day. Another thing is we usually include Bible for our family together, but I had this sitting around. This was More Than Words from Master Books Level 2. We had done Level 1 a few years ago together, and we did not get very far, as you can see, but it was okay. I'm not sure if we'll pick this back up or not. It was kind of one of those things, since we did Bible as a family, we didn't always pick this one up for her. I might pick up like a devotional or something for her to try to do on her own and have a little more independence with. For typing, so we have tried EduTyping, typing.com, and typingclub.com, but she has always gotten frustrated with typing, and when it beeps at her and corrects her or she gets something wrong, she gets really frustrated. And so I'm thinking of switching to the Good and the Beautiful typing. But if you have any other suggestions of how to get her, she does really well with typing out. She types out her stories for Write Shop, but she does get frustrated, and I want her to have the skills of typing because I know that she will need those later on in life. So if you have any suggestions, that would be great. Then the last thing I wanted to talk about was our history. So I will do a future video about the things that worked and didn't work for our family curriculum, but history was family curriculum, but now we have switched it to just doing it with my oldest, my 5th grader, because when we would read, we switched to History Quest this semester, and we love History Quest early times, but when I would read it with all of my kids, since I have the 5th grader, and then my middle was in 1st, and then my youngest was in preschool, and the younger ones were just not understanding things. My middle loves science and she doesn't love history, and so it just was too difficult to try to do all together. And so we made this switch, broke my heart, to switch my oldest to doing history by herself. So I actually, because I really enjoyed the book, so I would go and I would read it independently with her in the afternoons, and then on Fridays, if there's an activity or something for the week, then we'll include the little sisters that want to do the hands-on things, and they can kind of figure out what's going on in the history lessons from the activities. So that has worked out actually really well, even though I didn't want to switch, but I'm glad we made that switch. So that is all of, we did actually add in piano lessons this year for my 5th grader, and she is almost completed with her first level of books, and we'll start the new level probably, I think, in the next week or two. And we go to in-person piano lessons just about 20 minutes away from us, and it has just been a great fit for her, and she really loves it. She does really well with practicing almost every day and has worked really hard at it. So I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to start piano lessons with her. So I think that is everything for our 5th grade review. So I hope that you enjoyed this and you got a little information. I will come out with some other videos here coming up about some more reviews for my younger kids and our family curriculum, and then we will start doing the curriculum picks for next year. Thanks. Have a great day.